Stop for a moment and look at the sky. You see a white trail, a metal tube, a simple machine. But that single plane is just the tip of an iceberg. You are looking at a force so massive it moves the equivalent of 1/8 of the Earth's population every single year. It is an empire that designed the digital brain of the travel industry. An empire that placed the largest financial bet in aviation history. $38 billion in a single day. This isn't just a story about airplanes. This is the story of the company that literally invented the modern airline industry. Welcome to the story of American Airlines. Number 1. The Wright beginnings and the Golden Age. To understand the scale of this giant, we have to look back. It started with a spark in 1903 when the Wright Brothers conquered gravity on a windy beach in Kitty Hawk. But while the Wright brothers proved we could fly, it was the United States in the 1930s that decided we should fly as a business. Before this era, flying was loud, uncomfortable, and mostly for mailbags, not people. Then, in the 1930s, American Airlines did something revolutionary. They asked Douglas Aircraft to build a plane that was actually comfortable. The result was the legendary DC-3. When this plane launched in the mid-1930s, it changed everything. It was the first airplane in history that could make a profit just by carrying passengers, without relying on government mail subsidies. Imagine a ride in 1936. It carried up to 30 passengers and could fly 2,000 kilometers. It was reliable, it was safe, and for the first time, it made the world feel small. American Airlines wasn't just flying planes, they were building the highway of the sky. Number 2. The digital revolution, SABRE. But American Airlines didn't just build the physical infrastructure of aviation, they built the digital one too. In the 1950s, booking a flight was a nightmare involving a room full of people with cards, spinning lazy Susans, and binoculars to see flight boards. It was slow and prone to error. American Airlines changed the world again by teaming up with IBM to create SABRE. SABRE wasn't just a booking system, it was the first real-time business computing system in the world. Long before the internet, American Airlines had a network that could process data instantly across the country. Today, that strategy, the idea of instant digital reservations, is the backbone of every travel site, hotel booking, and airline ticket you buy. Number 3. The numbers game, a world leader. So, how big has this company grown since the days of the DC-3? Let's look at the numbers because they are staggering. The United States is the world's leading country in international passengers. Every year, roughly 220 million international passengers fly to or from the US. To put that in perspective, that is 55 times the population of the city of Los Angeles. Now, add in the domestic market. Inside the US, there are over 800 million local passengers annually. When you combine domestic and international traffic, the US system handles over 1 billion passengers a year. That is 1/8 of the entire human population. And sitting at the top of this mountain is American Airlines. People often talk about the luxury of Middle Eastern carriers like Emirates. And yes, Emirates is impressive with their massive A380s. But when you compare fleet size, it's not even close. Emirates operates around 260 aircraft. American Airlines? They operate over 960 mainline aircraft. If you count their regional partners, that number shoots up to over 1,500 planes. They are the biggest airline in the world by fleet size. Number 4. Infrastructure and the COVID crisis. Supporting this massive fleet requires incredible infrastructure. The US is dotted with over 5,000 public airports, with 340 of them designated as international gateways. American Airlines connects this massive web like no one else. But being the biggest doesn't mean you are invincible. When the COVID-19 crisis hit, the world stopped. The airports went silent. American Airlines saw a massive drop in passengers. It was the greatest crisis in aviation history. Yet even in the darkest days of the pandemic, American Airlines held on to over 65 million passengers.
They kept the blood flowing through the arteries of the global economy. moving essential workers and cargo when the world needed it most. Number 5. The OneWorld Alliance. A giant cannot stand alone. American Airlines is a founding member and the leader of the OneWorld Alliance. What is OneWorld? It's a supergroup of premier airlines like British Airways, Japan Airlines, and Qantas, allowing you to use one ticket to fly around the globe. But within this group, American is the heavyweight champion. American Airlines alone controls roughly 35%, that is 1/3, of the total seats in the entire OneWorld Alliance. When OneWorld moves, it is usually American Airlines doing the heavy lifting. Number 6. The $38 billion bet. Now, let's talk about ambition. In 2011, American Airlines made a decision that shook the stock markets. They needed to modernize. They didn't just order a few planes. They placed the single biggest aircraft order in history up to that point: 460 jets. The price tag? $38 billion. They split the order between Boeing and Airbus, breaking Boeing's exclusive grip on the airline and setting the stage for the modern, fuel-efficient fleet we see today. Number 7. To infinity and beyond, AAdvantage. We can't talk about American Airlines without talking about their loyalty program, AAdvantage. It is arguably the most successful loyalty program in the world. In fact, financial analysts have pointed out something incredible. The AAdvantage program itself, just the miles and the credit card deals, is often valued higher than the actual operation of flying planes. It is a profit machine. And the distance these frequent flyers cover is astronomical. Let's do a comparison. Voyager 1 is the furthest human-made object from Earth. It has been traveling through space for over 45 years and is billions of kilometers away. American Airlines passengers fly nearly 342 billion kilometers collectively in a year. That means American Airlines passengers fly the distance to Voyager 1 and back multiple times every single year. They aren't just an airline, they are a global transit phenomenon. From the humble days of the Wright Brothers to the comfort of the DC-3 to a $38 billion gamble that paid off, American Airlines has weathered economic crashes, pandemics, and intense competition to remain the colossus of the skies. They are the biggest, they are the busiest, and they are the reason the world feels just a little bit smaller today. But before you go, ask yourself this: what keeps a system this massive from collapsing? There is a hidden shield protecting this nation. I'm talking about everything from your local sheriff to the deepest secrets of the FBI, NSA, and the military. I've exposed how this defense mechanism really works in the video on your screen,